Hey, hello. And you with the 100, thank you. I haven't seen, I haven't laid and looked at the stars. It's been rainy the past couple days, so it's been wet. Any animals? Just birds and squirrels. The other day I was making a TikTok and I'm sitting on the deck and two squirrels just run as fast as they can right by me, like super close. I like got so scared. I was like I hear something running behind the hot tub and it's just I'm like, what the hell is that? I look over and just two little squirrels just rip around the hot tub. Almost gave me a heart attack. And I'm, holy shit. Yeah. And then I saw a couple birds too, fighting a little bit. I went to a circus yesterday. Damn, that's sick. JJ, thank you. Yeah, squirrels are crazy. Hmm, that's cute. There's not too many flowers. Like there's the blue ones I showed you guys yesterday. Not too many. Um, but I would collect like even just pine needles, some leaves, some flowers, like the blue flowers. Um, there was some white, like not dandelions, but there were some white ones. Just I would collect kind of a bit of everything, just everything from nature, and even just breathing it in and stuff. It makes you feel so alive and stuff. So just kind of working on like my own personal little collection of different stuff, kind of like medicine, nature, medicine, all that good stuff. So just following the heart, letting it tell me what to do, and kind of doing what I need to do for me. Yeah. Ron, thank you for the 100. JJ with the 100. Thank you guys so much. No, I don't need to make a scrapbook. No. Amy with the 500. Thank you. Mhm. Mm, that is what it's all about. 100%. Um, like we're gonna feel the best in nature, like even just going outside for like an hour, it was a little cold. It you know, wasn't the easiest, but um it was it was a little chilly and but just being out there more and more and sitting out there and just enjoying it, it kind of just like somehow just kind of makes you feel better, It kind of replenishes your body. Um the more we can get nature, the better we can feel, you know? Yeah, it helps you feel connected, exactly. Sometimes we don't even notice that, even when I was out the other day, I was like, damn, I'm really on, I'm really in the house a lot. I remember at my dad's, I went for a walk, and before that, I was like kind of going through anxiety, like just sitting in my room, and I was in the house, and just leaving the house, I was like, realized instantly, I'm like, damn, like, I really don't get outside enough. Like, my gut started to feel better, my heart started to feel better, my chest started to feel better. Like, you just kind of start expanding, you start feeling better, your senses, everything. Yeah. So, just the more, I know a lot of people work, it's kind of hard to be outside all the time, but I just feel like the more we can really take, like, at least an hour a day, at least, just to be outside is so productive, you know? Just getting outside for at least an hour a day, even if it's after work or something, and just breathing. And even if it's cold, man, even if it's raining, just getting out, you know? Super good for us. And sports have been nice too. If I'm in, you know, put on some sports and just kind of, chill, do some thinking and just enjoy. So yeah, some good stuff. Good stuff. Thinking about it. Yeah, right away. I think, pretty sure there's a baseball game at one, pretty sure. So I'll throw on some baseball. Baseball's been really relaxing. Such a good sport, man. Like, if you want to relax, watch baseball. If you want to be really excited, watch hockey, UFC. Well, UFC is pretty relaxing too. Like, the sport of mixed martial arts is beautiful, man. I know I said I'm not a fighter, but it's such a beautiful art. It's such a good, it's such a beautiful thing, mixed martial arts. So that was really nice to watch last night. It's chill. I was flipping between baseball, MMA, and hockey. But hockey's intense, man. Hockey's pretty intense. Crowds going nuts, hits everywhere, shots everywhere. So during the day, throwing some hockey on, it's fucking pretty sweet. But yeah, switching back and forth. Osu's with the 1,000. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. WWE. I can only watch it now, or I'm only getting interested now because of Logan Paul and Speed. Just a couple streamers, couple of YouTubers. And I know Speed just is kind of getting into it now. And even though it's like, it's fake fighting and stuff, it still takes a toll on their body, like just having to do the act and like throwing each other down and stuff. It still takes a, like, it's still it still hurts and you still have to be strong and stuff. So it's pretty cool, honestly. It's not the worst thing ever, like people kind of say, but do I watch it? Not really. But I could. I could probably get into it. Yeah, the Abs and the Kings. That's gonna be a good series, the Abs and the Kings. Oh wow, damn. That's cool, Amy. Yeah, Speed. Speed's like one of the best streamers of all time. He gets like so many views. He travels the world. He's so energetic. He loves sports. He's literally good at every single sport. Like he's such a motivated person. So it's like super cool. And now he's like thinking of doing WWE and stuff. So he's always expanding and always working hard. So it's super, super cool to see. Um, yeah, really, really cool to see. Wallen was in concert in my hometown. Damn, nice. At the University of Alabama Stadium. That's cool. He was great in Miami. Tried the Cuban food. Real funny too. Yeah, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. Um, usually people get a little on their, you know, you get you get excited, and I'm seeing a lot of these streamers. It kind of, it always comes to an end. They don't really realize that in the moment they're kind of on top of the world, and but streaming comes to an end, and so they gotta kind of start thinking of branching out and kind of what they're doing next, and speed with the WWE, and there's always opportunities, and just always keep working. But yeah, Mish, thank you. Stacy, thank you. I was watching some Mr. Beast last night. It was nice. He's got some cool videos, man. Such interesting videos. I was watching one they did, and he bought a grocery store, and he's like, "We're going to, we're going to." Like everyone thought they were just going to the grocery store. It was 50% off, and then he made an announcement and said like, "Whoever stays in this grocery store the longest gets $500,000." Um, so a lot of people left. Like whoever doesn't stay gets free food and they can leave. So a lot of people just took the free food and left. But a lot of people stayed. I think it was like 50 people were like, let's stay, as long as we can. So it ended up being like a couple of days, then it went to a week. It ended up being at the end of it, 2 months. Two, two and a bit, 2 months and like a week. There was the final four people stayed in the grocery store for 2 months, and they can eat food in there. They can use resources, but it became like there even started being fights, like people stealing each other's food, um, and they can't cross this red line. They can't leave, um, unless they say they want to, or they cross it. And it was just wild. So at the after that 2 months, it was four people, and they were really staying. They probably like one of the guys. He was a dad that needed money or for his family and stuff. So he said, I could stay for 2 years. He was gonna even stay for 2 years. Um, so now they said, okay, you guys are the final four people. If you guys agree to this, we'll do this, and we'll restock the whole grocery store with you four people. We'll get you guys a gym and everything, and you guys have to eat all of the food, and you win $1 million. So they would have to work out, like eat the food, work out, stay there, and as soon as all the food in the whole grocery store is gone, they win $1 million. So they all agreed to it. So Mr. Beast is like, I'll see you next year. So he starts these competitions and they have them all over the world, and then he goes back to them. So now, as we speak, these guys are probably in the grocery store eating. and working out. And he's just making a video day by day, right? Because he has to catch all the days. Like when you think about that last video, took him like 2, 3 months just to make that video on the back end. So he's always got these videos going on. It's pretty interesting, bro. Like really cool. He's on a next level of streaming. Yeah. So those were really cool watching that last night. I was just chilling, enjoying my night, man. It was really good. Just been um enjoying my time here. I asked when I'm going to Cali. I don't know, but now that it's the now that it's already the 20th almost, it should be pretty soon. Which is so I'm just kind of preparing for that. Um, and yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's been super relaxing, super relaxing. Definitely been some stressful nights, but it's so nice to have your own space, man. Like, um, so nice. You can't really fully be yourself without your own space because people find it disrespectful. Like if you really want to man spread, if you really want to chill, if you really want to be fully yourself, you can't really be around anybody. You need your space. So that's what makes it very hard, living with people and all that stuff. It's definitely not an easy thing, so I definitely have to start looking at, what I'm gonna do after because I don't think I could live with my parents and stuff for too much longer. I'm getting to that point where I'm the man of the house, I need to live my own life and all that stuff. So, um, yeah, it's not about who I'm living with. It's just about having my own space. Denise, thank you. Miss, thank you. Mish, thank you. The hot tub's not working. I thought there was water, and I looked, there's no water in it. So, yeah, because I didn't think there was a hot tub at the beginning. So then when I came here and I thought there was, but I looked and there wasn't. So it's okay though. I don't need a hot tub. Kathy, thank you for the 100. No, it's not really a bummer, to be honest with you. Um, it's not really a bummer. Where will you be going after this place? I'm not sure, honestly. Kind of just playing it by ear, but the more I can, it's difficult it's difficult. I'm always kind of on not the run, but I'm always on like, I don't know how much I get paid each day. Everything's just kind of like see how it goes. I'm always like, as a creator, influencer, you're always just kind of walking a tight line because you're just kind of like changing all the time and like people's are changing. Some people like you today, they don't really, or they want to support or they don't. Like it's just kind of up in the air. So it's difficult to understand like what you're doing each day. Like you can't really say I'm gonna be here for a year. Like everything's kind of like on a tight lines. So that's the cons towards being an influencer, but the pros are, free time and being able to like stay in nice places like this. So I don't really know at the moment. I think take it day by day, maybe get a little bit more time here. Like we'll see, but just kind of taking it day by day. Um, and kind of seeing from there. But as of right now, I think like if I can get some more time, it'd be nice. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's definitely day by day. Maybe stay with your dad. Well, obviously, right? What else would I do? But I can also just get another Airbnb and I can do whatever I want, you know. At the end of the day, I'm kind of just going on my schedule and what I want to do and kind of seeing like kind of what works and what doesn't. And but either way, you know, you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. I can rent a one bedroom, obviously, but do I want to have a one bedroom apartment? No. Do I want to have a mansion? Yes. Do I know what area I want? No. You know, there's so many questions that go into it. Am I ready for something like that? Do it financially, etc. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. So, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? Isn't a question, you know? Of course is all the answers. But it's all about, you know, what's going to happen or what I want to do or where I want to be here. There's a lot of questions that go into it. So that's why the Airbnbs are nice because it's not too much of a commitment. They're pretty expensive, but it's still nice because you can book it for a week and then kind of go from there and when you're trying to figure it out. So it's nice, yeah. Kathy, thank you. Denise, thank you. What do you like about a mansion? JJ, your questions kill me. What does no like what wouldn't you like about a mansion? Maybe space, beauty, love. Like this is like gorgeous. Like, you know, there's not really an answer to give you there that isn't obvious, you know? Lawn, grass, you know, space, comfy, nice TV, beautiful kitchen. If anyone's telling you they don't want that, I'm telling you, they just haven't lived enough. It's something that is definitely beautiful. Trust me. You can say you hate it, but it's because you don't have it. Sorry, not sorry. And thank you for the one. Thank you. Oh, of course, man. If you have more space, everyone in the world wants more space and more land. That's just bottom line. If anyone tells you they don't, it's because they're comfortable within their own life and they're scared of growing or they just don't want to grow. They want to stay the same. They want to make excuses for everything. That every single person in the world, if you give them $1 million and they're able to have land and space and to build the dream house and more of that everyone would want that, you know. That's just bottom line. Rhonda, thank you. His family came visit. I was going to like my aunt and Bill came over for a little bit, but honestly, like just trying to do me, time alone, you know. If I want to see Auntie and Bill, I'd go to their house. Like I've lived there. If I want to see my mom, I would go there or they can, but at the end of the day, this isn't about them. This isn't about Bill, Gina, my mom, my dad, their needs, this, that, and the other. It's about me. You know, I've made it about everyone else for many, many years, and they can't even deny that. I've done so much for this family. It's actually insane. So it's time for Will to gain that respect back and do him. And if you don't give me that respect, I won't be in your life. And that goes for everybody. It's just bottom line. I don't care. Because I deserve that respect. And I've done more than enough for every single one of you and every single one of my family. I've given so much of my heart and who I am as a person that it's even overboard. So if you can't see that, if you can't respect that, I genuinely don't want anything to do with you. Like I wouldn't even think twice. Course, man. I've done so much for every single one of my friends, every single streamer, every single person has made money off of me, or I've given them money, or I've given them opportunities, or I've helped them do things. And all, so when it comes to that aspect, if respect isn't given, like that amount of respect, it doesn't matter if you give a little respect, it's giving me the full amount of respect. But a lot of people don't have the audacity to do that. You know, most people are they're not they're just like just not good. They're just hateful, jealous people. Like genuinely. You know, you it's not hard to see. Like I see it like from 10,000 miles away. You know, it's just it's something that I just don't want to associate myself with. You know what I mean? So yeah. And it's just at the end of the day, it's evil, bro. When you blame people for your own actions, it's not a good thing, you know, and you can really fuck people up by doing shit like that. You know, you can really fuck things up by doing shit like that. It's manipulation at its finest. So, you know, at the end of the day, I keep my space from everyone like that until I gain my respect, you know, like you know what's going on. I don't have to say anything. So if you're not gonna own up and you're not gonna give me respect, then I want nothing to do with you. And that goes for every single person in my here in my life everywhere. You know, that's where I draw the line. That's where I stand up for myself, you know. Um so yeah, you know, a lot of people take it as, oh, why are you getting mad at me, etc. You know, this isn't we're not children here, right? It's called sticking up for yourself. And if you can't hear someone stick up for themselves, then there's a problem. You know, if Diane, thank you for the 100, thank you. JJ, thank you for the 500. Cal, thank you for the 100, and thank you. Right? Because if any of you are saying something like respectfully and you're sticking up for yourself, I'm gonna listen to you and totally be good about it. You know, and if I have a problem, talk about it. But you know, you gotta draw those clear boundaries. And it's not about boundaries as much as it is respect, though. You know, at the end of the day, it's about respect. And it's obvious that I do and make more people than most people, for a reason. I work my ass off. I care more and do more than most people. I give more and care more than most people. So that type of stuff deserves an astonishing respect. And if it's not given, then I'm sorry, but I can't give. I can't take. I can't. There's nothing we can do, you know, because if you can't see that, then in my eyes, that's your loss. Vaughn with the 10 gifted subs, thank you. Diane with the 100, thank you. Rhonda with the 100, thank you. Mitch, thank you. Yeah, boundaries aren't needed if there's respect because the respect to just go, you know, it's not about boundaries, you know, it's not about protect my feelings. It's not about stuff like that, guys. I'm not a child. You know, it's about respect. That's bottom line. And a lot of people don't know how to give respect because they don't even respect themselves, you know? I give the utmost respect to the point where it's take care of a household, to the point that and then people diminish that. They think, oh, it's nothing. He's just cocky about his money, blah, blah, blah. You're diminishing all the facts. You're literally diminishing all the facts just because you are a 5-year-old child crying inside. And so, like, who the fuck are you? You know? It's pretty disgusting, to be honest with you. Helene with the 100, thank you. Sophia with the 100, thank you. Literally. Like, it's bad, man. It's really bad. Yeah, it starts to become an expectation too. Yeah. If he doesn't do this for me, he's an asshole. You know, if he doesn't do exactly what I want him to do, I'm gonna cry about it because maybe I'll manipulate him and maybe he'll do what I want him to do. Um, it gets to the point where it becomes even threatening, you know? I will threaten, I will do this, I'll do that. It's like, wow, you know? It's not a good thing to do. You do that to the wrong person, it's not good, you know? I think a big thing that I want to tell people is just like be yourself, man. You know, like don't feel like you have to rip people down or do things to feel good about yourself, you know? You just be yourself. Like stay in your lane, be yourself, love yourself, you know, love the neighbor, you know, and that's all, man. You don't have to you don't have to get that validation from people and stuff. You know, I'm sorry your parents didn't give it to you, or I'm sorry your friends didn't give it to you, or your girlfriends didn't give it to you, or your boyfriends, or whatever it is. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to give that to yourself. So, you know, just you and God is what matters. And that's why I really, really emphasize stuff like that. Helene with the 100, thank you. Sophia, thank you. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's more of just, you know, be yourself and love people and don't try to hurt people and you know, I understand, you know, it's mostly when someone's not doing much with their life, they feel at a very low level that they feel like they'll do like I've been at those points, right? I've been at points in my life before I was gifted with all these opportunities where you almost feel like you know, fuck, like I want it so bad, you know? And I understand that feeling, but at the end of the day, you got to do something good with that feeling, you know? For me, I picked up social media and I did something good. You know, I worked hard on my craft. I didn't look at people, I didn't try to bring people down because I knew that wasn't going to get me anywhere. It was going to either end me up in jail or end me up in a basement of a house, miserable, hating the world, you know? So I decided to go the other way. You know, you have choices in life and you can raise people up. You can work hard on yourself, work hard on your craft. And if you do that, you're going to get rewarded properly because of it. The other way, you're never going to be rewarded, you know? Um, it's just gonna be it's gonna be hurtful to you, you know? Missy, thank you for the 100, thank you. Wow. Lemire, it doesn't matter if it's coming from, you know, family, friends, you guys. I think it comes from every area, everywhere. I think it comes from my neighbor. I think it comes from everywhere. You know, there's certain people in this world that they just they don't know how to handle their own, you know, or they're lost, you know, and you know, I empathize for those people. I feel bad for those people because it's not an easy place to be, but I can give my best advice on how to handle situations like that. If you want to listen, I can give you advice on how to handle situations like that. You know, like real shit, like real life, but you know, it's just advice at the end of the day for to feel better. You know, it's not like, you know, what am I gonna do? Go hurt somebody? Go beat someone up? Go get revenge? What's that gonna do for me? It's not really gonna do anything, to be honest with you. What's gonna do things for me is paying my bills, getting a nice house, taking care of my wife, taking care of my kids, putting good food on my plate, enjoying nature, enjoying life, you know? So it's not about like really calling people out or trying to hurt people or anything like that. It's just kind of you know, saying that, you know, that's when it's in front of my face or it's happening even to me, it's like, is that really the best way to be? You know, and I know it sounds mature and because I am mature and a lot of people are taken back by that because there's a lot of things they're not mature about. So kind of shows a mirror right in their face, which they deserve. You know, you get what you deserve. So yeah, uh, take it or leave it, you know. We all get what we deserve at the end of the day, no matter what. You know, God gives us exactly what we deserve. So you pay your price, you pay your tax, and you move forward and you do the best you can and you work hard and you say your forgivenesses and you say your sorries and you do better next time. So that's just life. That's the only way to feel free in life. That's the only way to get free in life. And it's the only way to live. Dietrich, thank you for the two. Rhonda with the 500, Helene with the 100, Sonia with the 100, Missy with the 100. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Comes to frustrations for you. How do you handle that? Ah, dude, I don't pay attention to it anymore. I think like I said, if there's ever a problem, just say there's a lawful problem, I will deal with it because the cops will be showing up to my door. That's something I have to deal with. And you take it step by step from there. But if there's unnecessary things coming around me that aren't affecting my life because they don't have to, then why would I give into it? So I avoid it. There's some things like diseases, cancer that you can't avoid. You're really sick. I need to go get help. So there's things that you can't control and there's things you can control. So the things that you can't control, you're gonna have to deal with either way. But the things that you can control, like not paying attention to things that are hurting you, you don't do it. Like, so if someone's asking for my business on social media, but I don't have to give it to them, why would I give it to them? You know what I mean? It gets to a point where there's no point. You know what I mean? So it's yeah, you just kind of do what you feel is good for you all the time. And sometimes that can be scary because we feel like we have to answer. We feel like we have to give, we feel like, oh, if I don't answer, something bad might happen, or if I don't succumb to this person, then they're going to try to hurt me or do something like that. But that's where you have to let God take the wheel because at the end, you have to be brave. At the end of the day, like only God knows what you're going to have to deal with. Only God knows what is meant for you, because that's real. That's what's real. So at the end of the day, yeah, you just let go and let God. And again, at the end of the day, you're going to have to either way. So to be even like anxious about it or worry about it is completely pointless because no matter what, it's inevitable. What you're calling is going to happen either way. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's brave because it can feel, and that's life though, man. When you're in the forest, there's a lion and you're protecting yourself. There's the great beast, or at night when you're looking around the streets and it's dark and you think there's wolves, and no matter what, life is brave. There's people, there's robbers, there's this, there's that. Like it's not an easy world no matter what, no matter how much you try to butter it up or manipulate it or change it, it is what it is, right? But so no matter what, life's difficult. It's an adventure. It's hard. But yeah, just accepting it. Just accepting it and trusting that God will make his way and do what is meant for you. And the more you can strengthen that relationship with God, where it's letting your life be, the better your life will be. The more at peace you'll feel. You won't be such a small person. There's a lot of small people that don't believe God and they're just small. You can see it. They get satisfaction off of the most disgusting things, and that's just not a way to live. Yeah, God's always there for you. God's in your heart. So when you lift your chest up at night, who's there? You know, um, when you're going through a tough time and you breathe and you look up at God, who's there? He's always he's in your heart. He's in how you feel. So when I'm going through a lot and I'm like, these are real feelings. I'm like, God, dude, help me, please. Like, what the fuck, man? What is going on? Like, this fucking sucks. Like, I got all these people trying to fucking ruin me, and I'm just trying to live life. I'm trying to be with you. I'm trying to be happy. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. And you'll end up like taking your spirit and like raising it up, and you'll take that pressure off for you, and just having that conversation is instead of holding it in, and like feeling this like immense pressure, you're able to like give it to God, and it's such a peaceful feeling, so it's something that is like very beneficial for how you feel and everything. Yeah, exactly. I know what's right. You know what's right exactly. Don't let people exactly. Um, yeah, man, at the end of the day, people are always gonna people are always gonna judge, but people that judge are very low people. You know, if like how I was talking up in the sky, that's the only judge you should have is God. You should never look at somebody and judge them. I'm speaking for myself too. I do it still, but you should practice just, you know, yeah, how can I overcome then why me? Kind of that attitude. You can look at it like that. Doris with the 25. I think it's like, you speak, I think like just not being in your head and like giving it away. And you can still say why me? You can say God, why, man? Why? Why did you take my mom from me? Why? I don't like all of that is good, but at least you're talking to him. You're crying to him. You're giving that energy to the world. You're giving that energy to the vibrations, the atomic field around you. Reality is changed from the atomic field. If you believe God or not, we live in atoms that are constantly changing from energy. Energy is all that matters. So giving your energy to the world, talking to God, is changing physically and literally the outcome. Doris the 25 gifted subs, thank you. Yeah, man. No, I don't believe my boundaries changed, JJ. I think I just grew. I think it's not about, I don't look at things as boundaries. I'm not a child. I think you should know. Like, if someone doesn't like something, you back off, you say sorry. Like, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I don't really, it's just, I live life, I grow. I get smarter. I stand my ground more. I say how I feel. I think when people see me maybe last year more uncertain, they're able to, I don't know, it's the same thing. It's not really, I'm the same person. I'm the same person, same bound, same all of it. Just William, dude. You know, I think just growing up, seeing when people see more confidence in me, it's kind of taken back. How much you talk to God every day? Is it all day, all night, particular set of time? I try to do more and more. I think like the more like you get on your hands and knees in prayer, just look up in the sky and talk or just walk around, the better. I think the only thing that keeps you away from God is watching TikToks, is like, lusting and all of that stuff. Even, you know, yeah, like sometimes you're too much into like trying to understand life instead of understand your life. So I think like, well, let me speak, JJ. You understand, you're trying to understand life instead of understanding your life. Like God is through you. So it's like the less you can speak about, the less you can put your time on other things, and the more you can put your time on having conversations with God, the better your life's going to be. If you're at nighttime and you're scared of the dark and you're talking to God, you feel safe. If you're on TikTok and you're in your bed and it's nighttime, you're scared of a robber coming in. When you have God, you have no fear. Yes, you have fear initially, but the more you speak to God, you can literally yell out, "The power of Christ repels you." You can literally do anything with the power of God. You can walk downstairs with five guys with machetes with the power of God. The power of God is something that you're not scared of death. You're more scared of not being faithful, not having that faith. So it's not about how much I talk to God. It's not a schedule. I don't put it in a notebook. I don't try to take an hour. It's your whole life should be with God. So the less you are distracting yourself, the better your life's going to be. That's just bottom line, you know. Too many people are like, "Oh, I did my daily check-in. I got an hour with God." Like, no, that's not how it should be. You should live your whole life with God. Everything you say should be through God. Everything should be talking to Him. You should always be learning. You should always be talking. Are you kidding me? What else are you doing? You're preoccupied on, oh my God, there was a school shooting. Oh my God, the plane crashed. Oh my God, politics. What's going to happen? Oh my God, look how hot this person is. You're focused so much on everyone else living life that instead of having a conversation with God and living your life, and then you forget your life's even real. When you're stressing about all that shit, you forget your life's even real. And that's where you need God. That's where you look for God for forgiveness because you don't want, that's where you lose yourself. And that is not a good feeling for anyone. It's closed chest, it's closed mind, it's more fear, it's more worry, all of that stuff. It's just, you don't want to live your life like that. Um, yeah, it's not a good feeling. It's if the worst thing was happening to you, you're losing your house, whatever it is, and you went outside and you talked to God about it, all your fears would be gone. That's just bottom line. All your fears would be gone. And that's the power of God. Like when you are talking to God, nothing is scary. Nothing. Like I literally mean this in the bottom of my heart. Nothing is scary. I'm talking not someone leaving you, not losing a job, not being shocked on the electric chair tomorrow. Life is not scary when you are with God. So just talk, man. Say, hey, man, how you doing? Fuck, this pain I feel in my chest is fucking killing me. I can't fucking stand it. Why are people so shitty all the time? Why is life so hard, God? Why can't you make wonders for me, please, God? I'm looking for you. Like, it might take so long, that conversation, but it's getting you everywhere you need to be. It's getting you everywhere. So prayer is more bowing your head and kind of soaking up the energy. So first I would talk to God and then take some time to bow your head, put your hands, like wash your hands, you know, and not with water and soap, but just wash your hands spiritually and kind of get into your heart in prayer and then keep your head down and like really soak up the energy from it. And you'll kind of bounce back towards both of those. So yeah, that's been good. That's been good. Very helpful. No, you gotta talk to God all the time, D. Not sometimes you gotta talk to God. No, all the fucking time you gotta talk to God. If you ain't, you're being a dummy. Denise with the 100, thank you. My sweetie with the 1,000, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Waking up and being thankful will show me what I continue. I have my mom's little bottle full of water. You sure she's there? Good. Do you think since you've been talking to God, it's getting where you want to be? Yeah, bro, that's what I'm thinking. So you'll when you're talking to God, you'll come to a thing of an alignment. And when you come to the thing of alignment, everything makes sense. You're like, "Oh my God, this is what I dreamt about 5 years ago. This is why I'm right here. This is why I went through this. That's what I have to go through. Oh, I have uncertainty, but I've dealt with uncertainty before. Like the more you talk to God, the more you come into alignment with your life. And that's why I say everything's scripture, because it literally starts to feel like everything was pre-written. Like that's how aligning it is. And it's pretty fucking crazy. So the more you can speak to God, the more you can trust God, the more you can believe your initial will and follow that, you know. People people might call you crazy or whatever, but dude, the only people that were curing diseases were crazy people. Do you think people that are you think people like the guy Frankenstein, one of the best psychologists ever that was cutting people's brains open to asking people for their dead bodies on their. Do you think people didn't think that guy was fucked up? Bro, they thought that guy was probably the most fucked up guy they've ever seen. You don't think they thought Albert Einstein was a fucking nut job? Of course they did. But they are in history for a reason. They were people like us for a reason. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is non-successful people listen to the world and successful people listen to God. They believe their first initial will. They study apple juice for no fucking reason. They stare at shit constantly. That is the difference between being wise, intelligent, all of that, and not. It's 100% real, dude. Believe whatever you want. I don't care, you know? Um, because at the end of the day, you're only gonna believe what you need to believe. So when you're going through a lot of shit, you're gonna have to now start believing yourself. So it's like it's a matter of time. Right. You're still gonna make mistakes, right? That's why scientists go through tests. That's why doctors go through tests. You're gonna make mistakes, bro. You're gonna, but I think the best way to not make mistakes is continuously follow your heart, then realize when your heart was broken, and then keep following your heart. As you keep doing that, you're gonna push out the things that aren't good for you, and you're continuously adding what's good for you. And you're growing spiritually as a person, you know? So the more you can follow that heart, the more you can grow that, the better, in my opinion. In my opinion. And in Jesus's opinion. So take me back. Who's the most famous person in the whole world? Jesus Christ. So I don't know. The healer of all healers, believe it or not, real or not, still a story that is still in the world and sells the most copies in the entire world, real or not. So it did something, right? Best thing to do too is to follow that heart of yours because it helps more people than you can imagine by following that heart of yours. And first and foremost, it helps you, but it helps more people than you can imagine. People won't understand you unless you follow your heart. They won't understand uncertainty. They won't understand your brain. They won't understand your gut. They understand when you're confident, when you're following your heart, when you're following what feels good for you. That's what people look up to. That's what people see. That's what people follow, you know? Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I just throw on this fit because it's comfy. Not really caring too much about style. It's more just how I feel in it because who gives a fuck what you look like at the end of the day? People judge you no matter what, so just feel good. Bottom line. Yeah. So yeah, this sweater was nice to put on. It's baggy. I haven't showered or anything today, so I could put my hood up and put my hair back and, you know, feel kind of safe in that. So it's nice. And I got some sweatpants on. Yeah, it's Sunday, so it's a great day for comfies. I didn't plan on talking about God on Sunday, which is pretty ironic. It's also ironic that I booked this Airbnb for 7 days, which the Bible was written in 7 days, or the earth was made in 7 days, or whatever. And every day I've been here had its new challenge. But it's really funny on the fifth day. Um, it's funny that on Sunday I'm talking about God. It's just pretty cool how it works out, and kind of go from there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it's nice talking to you guys, always. I thank you guys, even if we don't get along all the time or understand everything or have confusion, that's obviously just life. But it's always nice to have people to talk to and helps me more than you can imagine too, even more than I can imagine fully. It helps a lot. Excuse me. Mhm, 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 mhm. I'm gonna go enjoy the weather. The sun's out, so I'm gonna just take that time now. And then sports start at like 1 o'clock. So I'm just gonna go and really soak up the weather while I can, you know, and then go from there, you know. Um, you know. But yeah, great talks. Thank you guys so much, and probably see you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Start our day again, like we did today. Um, I'll keep you guys updated with what's going on. Um, well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll see you tonight still. I just don't know, taking it step by step. But obviously, I'll let you guys know. Feel myself being stronger, being alone for sure. That's why it's very productive for me. Um, like it's good to be on your own for sure. For sure, for sure. Also scary sleeping alone, dude. I haven't done this like ever, especially in a big house like this, sleeping alone, it's kind of, but you wake up with more wisdom. So it's nice. It's been nice. Really nice. So hopefully, get some more time being alone, but we'll see. We'll see. I still got 3 days anyway. So enjoy these 3 days. Um, really enjoy it. All right, guys. See you later.